Yeah, good evening, guys. I just wanted to make a quick video because I don't know why, but I watched a great movie today and just wanted to say a few words of it. I watched an old American Hollywood classic called Advice and Consent, I think from 1962, with Henry Fonda, Charles Lawton, and Peter Lawford. And oh boy, my first reaction to the movie was like, why don't they make movies like this anymore? Because these old Hollywood classics just have something that today's movies don't have. And don't get me wrong, I like my share of today's movies, but these old thrillers and dramas just have something that really clicks me. Although I'm only 35 years old, but still, there's just something that gets me going when I see an old American classical or classic movie made in 50s, 40s, or the 60s. Not anymore in the 70s or 80s. Those movies aren't for me. But not counting Star Wars and those movies, of course, but otherwise, not so much. But there's uh, uh, mm, there's a movie sub uh, genre that I really like, which is old movies about the American political system. And I think one of the reasons I started to watch this movie today was the fact that there was a new president coming in the United States, Donald Trump, taking over from Barack Obama. So for some reason, it just fired up something in me to watch this movie, and oh boy, was it a good movie! Uh, as um, I don't know why do they not make movies like this today? Because this has all the makings, all the ingredients of a great story. It has a very well done script. The politics is down to par, as far as I can tell from here in Finland. But I keep my eye on the American political situation all the time. So the political system and the way things are handled in the states is very familiar to me. So seeing the inner workings of that political system and seeing how different nominations are made and how candidates are chosen and to have some Hollywood intrigue in there also, that makes it a good movie. And the main reason why I like this movie is absolutely Henry Fonda. I'm not a big fan of his in many movies, but in here or in this movie, he does a fantastic job. Absolutely fantastic. Uh, he plays the politician perfectly. He plays uh, the like very a person saying that I don't want a job, but I'm willing to take a job, but I still don't want a job. Uh, he plays that kind of character very well. And of course, there's my favorite actor, Peter Lawford, who I first time saw in the original Ocean's 11 movie with Frank Sinatra and those guys. And by the way, I have heard on the internet many people say that the original Ocean's 11 sucks, or is a bad movie. I tend to disagree fully. I think it's a fantastic movie, made also in the 60s. It's a fantastic portrayal of the period. It's a fantastical farce. It's a fantastical comedy. But enough about that. You should go and watch it because I think it in some ways is 100 times better than these Ocean's 11, 12, 13 movies that we're having these days with George Clooney. Although those are also my favorite movies, but not even close to the original. I think that's down to my dad who started showing me these old American movies when I was a very small kid, like 8, 9, 10, and somehow he just got through to me with those. So nothing against the newer versions, but still the original Ocean's 11 is the most perfect casino heist movie. That also is a period piece uh, that I can think of. Well, maybe outside of Casino, but that's a whole other story. No, let's not go there now. But and back to the advice and consent. My third absolutely favorite moment and favorite character of this movie is a character played by Charles Lawton, who's playing character called Seeb Cooley. I hope I pronounce his name correctly. But the way he portrays the character of utter disdain and so far out views is just perfect. He plays it just to the T, and in my mind, that's one of the best performances in a movie I have ever seen. Um, and yeah, the plot of the movie is in in a nutshell. I don't know if you people have seen the movie, but in a nutshell, is that there's a president that is somewhat sick, and he decides to nominate a new Secretary of State, and he nominates this character played by Peter Fonda, who some people like very much, some people don't like so much, and some people just utterly hate him. And characters like Steve Cooley absolutely hate him, and the movie is almost in its entirety portraying this nomination process and the process of getting selected to the post. And there's a fantastic twist right at the end of the movie. I'm not going to give it away, but there's still a fantastic twist at the end of the movie. But the script and the way they handle the politics in this movie is absolutely spot on. As I said, I don't live in the States, so I don't have a definite view of the political system and how it seems to the inside. But looking from outside to the inside, it seems just perfect. It hits all the T's and dots all the I's. So yeah, hats off to those guys, the screenwriters and other people, producers, who didn't pull any punches. They showed the pop and the political process, of course, with some drama. That is from Hollywood, of course, but altogether, that's a fantastical movie, and I think that everybody interested in today's politics in the States should see these kind of see these kinds of movies, and I would give it 5 stars out of 5 stars. That's how good it is. And my next project, maybe tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, is to watch another political thriller from the 60s, which is 7 Days in May, which every time I watch it, it gives me this same kind of um, feeling that this Advice and Consent does also. Those are just so perfect movies. So perfect movies, and as I said, all the actors in this movie, but especially Peter Lawford, Charles Lawton, and Henry Fonda give out their best performances. Some might differ, but that's just my opinion. And yeah, I don't know if I have ever seen a more uh, down to earth, let's say, description of how the Senate works, because this is not uh, like House of Cards, not even close. House of Cards is also very good, very nice, but with Kevin Spacey these days from Netflix. But House of Cards is like I don't know. It's a good series, but it still doesn't have the same level of um, authenticity that the other this Advice and Consent, for example, has, or 7 Days in May has. And I think we are missing something these days from these kinds of movies, because as if you watch this Advice and Consent, you can see that you don't have to have action. You can have action with words. You don't have to have kicking. You don't have to have whatever to have a great movie. You can have great actors and great dialogue, and good direction. That's it. You don't need anything else. You just need a basic plot and good actors to bring it out. And that's what they have done with this Advice and Consent. And I sure hope that many people would go and see it, and be reminded that whatever happens these days in the States, there's still a political system that still works. People might not like it, and some people might like it, but it still works. This is from somebody that lives outside of the United States, and I have almost always admired that country's political system, because you can have people screaming at the top of their lungs and discussing, disagreeing, agreeing, but still, um, there's still a political process that is followed through, and yeah, coming from somebody that lives outside of the United States, um, it's it's something that I um, this is gonna sound odd, but somehow I'm really like jealous of the way that politics is handled in your country. Although there has been some problems, and I'm pretty sure that there will be some problems, but still, you have like open committee hearings, which we don't have here in Finland. For example, uh, the only thing open in our parliament is the General Assembly of the Parliament, and of course that's neat. That's cool to go and see. But you guys can go and see most of your Senate or Congress or um, Senate hearings or um, House of Representatives hearings or whatever, you can still go and see them or watch them on TV because we don't have that even here. So that way, I'm very jealous of your political system and the way it's handled and the way the U.S. has always included its citizens, not to make, not maybe to make decisions, but opening the decision-making process more to the people than, for example, we do here in Finland. But yeah, and this advice and consent movie brings that out very well. Brings that feeling out very well that you can go to this Senate subcommittee hearing and sit there and listen to the testimony of the character played by Henry Fonda, and everybody can do that. And if you can't go there, you can still watch it on TV, and that's cool. And it still works like that. So this movie is a very nice portrait of the way that politics is handled, and that's why I like it, and that's why I'll give it 5 stars. But yeah, thanks guys again, and have a nice evening or morning or whenever you are gonna watch this. Uh, but I'll be back again soon, I promise. Bye bye.